Hey, what's going on, guys? I am absolutely hyped for the brand new upcoming Assassin's Creed Valhalla game, and I do believe it'll be one of the best Assassin's Creed games to date. And more on that in today's episode. But remember, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. November 10th is the official release date for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, coming out on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, and PS5. And if you buy it on one of the lower end consoles like Xbox One or PS4, and you decide to upgrade to one of the newer gens later on, then it comes with a free upgrade. And I believe that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be an excellent game. And there are a couple reasons why: gameplay and story. So, first off, with the story, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is set back in Nordic times in the Dark Ages where the Vikings were taking on the British. And I absolutely love this time period. I mean, me personally, I love Norse mythology, learning about all the gods like Odin and Thor and the war between them and the giants. I mean, this is amazing. I love games like these, especially a couple that I can think of is For Honor and the God of War 4, the newest one. And also pretty excited for God of War Ragnarok that's coming out next year. And I love these. I love to watch these games. I haven't played them yet, but I absolutely love to watch playthroughs. And I've seen plenty of people play them, like Jacksepticeye and Gold Glove. I love watching these guys play these games, and I love the stories in them. I love how also they're relating or they're mentioning the real life versions of these stories, right? Not like a Marvel where they have obviously, for blatant reasons, they have to water down the stories of the gods like Thor and Odin to make them more kid friendly. I understand that, obviously. But I also love it when games or any sort of TV series or movies just puts the straight stories like how it was told in the text in there, right? So they have stories. One I can think of as an example is in God of War 4. The all knowing guy, his name is Mimir. He basically is the smartest man alive, and he joins Kratos and his son Atreus on their adventures throughout the whole game. And Mimir constantly tells stories. Like one of them was the time that Thor killed a giant and the giant landed on top of him. I thought that was pretty unique because that's not usually something that, when you go and research about these Norse gods and Norse tales and everything. This isn't one that like really stands out and everything, but it's really nice that they included even like some of these small stories and details in their games. And I really like that. And I like how in For Honor, it's not like them actually showing the gods and all the magic and everything like how they did in God of War. I like how this was more told in the perspective of somebody in, sort of in reality, right? So they don't actually show all the gods and mystic powers. It's like them referring to the gods as if they're real but not actually showing them. Sort of like how it would actually be in real life. I thought that was pretty clever. And gonna love I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love how Assassin's Creed Valhalla is gonna delve into these stories. I can't wait to see how they incorporate Thor and Odin and Freya, and even if they have Mimir in there, I think that would be great. I would absolutely love to see how these stories are told, how they're implemented into the story, because especially in the Assassin's Creed games, like the religions have been a pretty big factor in the stories, right? In the Origins, you have one of the missions I can recall you fighting like this giant snake that's part of the Egyptian religion back then, with like the Ra and everything. And I absolutely love it when games do that, right? They actually throw you into like these battles as if like, oh, your fight is going to be written in the text and everything. Like I expect, oh, I fought this guy, all right, now like tomorrow I'm going to read about it in a history textbook. Like I absolutely love that. I also love the previous game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I also That's probably my second favorite type of mythology is the Greek mythology, right, with Zeus and everything. I thought that was fantastic. So I actually loved Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I didn't exactly like how you can buy currency packs and everything, right? I know that was a big debacle with everybody. How you have the option to purchase these currency packs, right? And basically, you could just get everything right then and there. I didn't really enjoy that. I hope they don't do that in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? Just everything is just unlockable through gameplay. I would much rather prefer that. But anyway, I loved how Odyssey had the Greek gods and everything, the Greek mythology, the different characters in that mythology, and what the Greeks believed in, and how they incorporated that into the storyline and everything. And I can't wait to see how Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to treat it the same way. I I love how Assassin's Creed Valhalla games just the Assassin's Creed series delves into these different topics and how they are actually able to incorporate these things into their games. And I love how historically accurate these games are too. Um, like how they are accurate to the time period, so they have to make sure that like the technology back then is accurate to what it would have been, the stories, the different characters. I love how they handle these aspects in their games. I think they're fantastic. I loved playing Assassin's Creed 4. I think that was my first Assassin's Creed game, and it's by far my favorite to date. I absolutely loved it. The ship gameplay and everything, the fighting people, the boss fights. I thought they're amazing, and I can't wait to see Assassin's Creed Valhalla do all of this as well, because I know there's going to be ship gameplay in it. I want to see how the bosses are handled, how the minor enemies are going to be handled as well. I think that's going to be fantastic. Moving on to more of the gameplay in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Apparently now you can manage settlements and everything, so you can take over places and take the resources from that and add on to your settlement. And this reminds me a lot of that one survival game, State of Decay, right? How you could just gather resources and basically build up uh your base and everything, and how that could actually give you skill points and everything. I'm excited to see how this is handled in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I mean, I can't wait to see all the Norse villages and everything. Their designs, I think their designs are pretty unique historically. And some other gameplay is, I actually quite enjoyed what they did in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where they gave you more freedom for your story. So you can actually make different dialogue decisions, which in turn would affect story missions and side quests. I absolutely love that, and I know that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to do the same thing, and I think that's amazing. I mean, I I know that they were sort of like almost to a certain extent testing it out in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because that was the first time that has ever been done in an Assassin's Creed game. But I actually think it was handled very well. So I think if they just take that sort of recipe from Odyssey and implement it into Valhalla, I think that will lead to a fantastic story. So that way the player would be able to shape it however he wants. Like I mentioned before, they're gonna have ship gameplay, which I think is going to be fantastic. In Assassin's Creed 4, it was just extremely fun. I mean, going around blowing up different ships. I hope they add in more boss ships, right? Because in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, in all the four corners of the map, there were like these extremely hard boss ships, right? I remember trying to take them on when I first started the game, and it was so difficult, and I just got absolutely destroyed. But later on in the game, when I had all my upgrades and everything installed, I just took them out with ease. And I enjoyed that, but I sort of wish that there would have been more of them, or at least an option to replay these boss fights. Because once you destroyed them, boom, that's it. They're just gone for the map. You can't play them again. And I sort of wish that they had added more of those boss fights because that was actually really fun. Other than that, it was just taking on just minor guys, but with all of my upgrades installed and everything, it was, just a cake and it wasn't really any challenge. So what I kind of want in Assassin's Creed Valhalla is sort of taking from the aspect from the game Sea of Thieves, with the brand new event, the Flameheart event, where just a bunch of waves of these ships and boss ships would just pile in and try and destroy you. I really like that aspect. I love the gameplay in Sea of Thieves with the ship combat, and so I sort of wish that they would implement that sort of event into Valhalla somehow, where you just have boss ships and waves come in every once in a while, right? Not like bombarding you or anything, so like when you're roaming around in Skyrim or whatever, and you see a dragon every 2 minutes, right? Have it like spaced out, but have them like really fun and not seem tedious, and sort of mix it up and everything. Uh, from the gameplay, it looks really fun. The story, I'm pretty sure, will be awesome. I think this game will really impress people. I think this will be one of the greatest in the Assassin's Creed games because they already know how to shape this make your own story sort of element, into the game and make it very successful and make it the way that players want it. I've loved combat in Assassin's Creed games. It's probably my favorite type of combat system in any third person games. Um, and I really like how basically Valhalla will be this sort of game where it's like you get to make it how you want to make it, right? You can develop your settlement how you want to, you can make the story how you want to, you can choose the way you want to play. And I think that's going to be awesome. And I think they're going to do it better in this game than they have in any other Assassin's Creed games. And so I just generally am so excited for this. When it comes out on November 10th, I'll be playing it on my channel, so don't miss that. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you all later. Peace.